I am the chair for this evening, and I am also the chairperson for Anguilla Get Set program. We'll start out this afternoon's proceedings with the national anthem, and we'll all stand and we'll sing the first verse only. Okay? I'm not going to lead, so we are going to sing it together. Maybe someone from the audience could start us out. National song. National song. Thank you. You may be seated. Minister with responsibility for youth development, Mr. Evans McNeil Rogers. Parliamentary Secretary with responsibility for youth and culture, Honorable Cardigan Khanna. Permanent Secretary with responsibility youth, sports, culture, education, library services, Ms. Chanel Pete Barrett. Other permanent secretaries. Director with responsibility for youth development, Mr. Bren Romney. Other heads of departments, Leader of Opposition, Ms. Pamela Von Webster. Community Services Planner with responsibility for sports, youth, and culture, and coordinator of the Get Set program, Mrs. Hyacinth Augustine Bradley. Mr. John G. Roach, consultant of the Anguilla National Entrepreneurial Program and Chief Youth Development Officer of the Commonwealth of Dominica. Chairman and Management Advisory Board of the Get Set program. Other committee members, young entrepreneurs, members of the media, well-wishers. I will provide you with a synopsis of Get Set. The National Youth Entrepreneurial Training and Support Initiative, which is dubbed Get Set, will provide technical and financial support to entrepreneurs in Anguilla. This program focuses on young individuals who have business ideas and need the training and technical support necessary to transform those ideas into actual businesses. Also, the program will equip those individuals with the knowledge and skills needed to successfully start and manage a business entity. Get Set will provide the startup capital needed for the various businesses. Get Set offers skills training, business plan development, financing through financial institutions, financial intermediation, business mentorship, and ongoing technical support. So that's Get Set in a nutshell. Next up, we'll have a prayer by Mr. Kasim Ford. He's going to open with a prayer as well. Following that, we'll have an official welcome by Mr. Randy Isles Carty.
Let us pray. Dear God, we come here this afternoon. We give you thanks for how far you've brought us in this Get Set program, dear God. We thank you for every member, every committee member, the board, and every individual and entity that has taken part to bring us thus far. I pray that you would watch over this afternoon's proceedings, dear God. Give it your blessing that everything will flow smoothly, and all honor and glory will go to your name in whatever we do. These things I ask. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Thank you.
Good afternoon to everyone. Given that Mr. Harley Hodge has already done my task of giving the welcome, I would like to join with him in saying to all of you, welcome this afternoon. Specifically, I'd like to say congratulations to all of the clients who would have formed part of the Get Set program. I'm fully aware that it has been a very arduous task, and that you spent countless hours, days, nights, almost a year actually, trying to get to the end of this first phase in developing your project. And so I just want to again wish you all the best, and I trust that as we celebrate with you this afternoon, that all of us will enjoy this session, and that it may encourage others to sign on to this program in the coming year. Again, welcome to all. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. Up next we have Mr. Bryn Romney, Director of Department of Youth and Culture. He'll give some remarks.
I adopt the protocol already established, and I'll do my best to be brief. A pleasant good afternoon to everyone. I too would like to welcome each of you here this afternoon. It is always good to welcome my colleague from the Commonwealth of Dominica, Youth Director, Mr. John Roach. Please give him a round of applause. I also want to welcome members of the Anguilla Get Set Entrepreneurial Program, Management Advisory Board, the trainers, mentors, and our young entrepreneurs who are all here this afternoon. Please give them as well a round of applause. Thank you all for your continued commitment to this program and to our young people. A special welcome is also extended to the Honorable Parliamentary Secretary, Youth, Culture and Tourism, Mr. Cardinan Connor, and Permanent Secretary, Youth and Culture, Mrs. Chanel Petty Barrett. The Department of Youth and Culture first envisioned the creation of the Anguilla Get Set Entrepreneurial Program in 2009. The project came out of the department's strategic planning process, which covered the 5-year period 2009 to 2014. But before I move to talk more about Get Set, it is important that you understand why the Department of Youth and Culture is spearheading this program and celebrating yet another milestone in its development. One of the foundational pillars of youth development work is youth political, economic, and social empowerment. Commonwealth youth ministers endorse the premise that young people are empowered when they acknowledge that they have and can create choices in life, are aware of the implications of those choices, make an informed decision freely, take action based on that decision, and accepts responsibility for the consequences of those actions. Empowering young people means creating and supporting the enabling conditions and environments under which young people can act on their own behalf and on their own terms, rather than at the direction of others. The Anguilla Get Set Entrepreneurial Program creates such an environment. These enabling conditions or environments fall into 4 broad categories. 1, an economic and social base, and GetSet is a means to an end in this regard. 2, political will, adequate resource allocation, and supportive legal and administrative frameworks. 3, a stable environment of equality, peace, and democracy. And 4, access to knowledge, information, and skills, and a positive value system. GetSet is the personification of this goal. Empowerment is both an end and a means. Just because not all the conditions of empowerment have been met in a particular society, it does not mean we cannot empower young people to help bring those conditions about. Thank you. What the enabling conditions affirm, however, is that young people cannot be expected to do the job on their own and unassisted. Empowerment is not about shifting responsibilities of other stakeholders, such as the state, onto young people's shoulders, but rather, it is an acknowledgement that we play a pivotal role in creating the conditions necessary for youth empowerment, be it political, economic, or social. The empowerment of Anguilla's youth have been at the center of the department's strategic vision since its inception in 2007. In 2009, the department introduced its programming area dubbed Sustainable Livelihoods. This program area gave birth to the Jobs Education Skills Development Initiative, or as it is called, JESDI. JESDI provided the theoretical foundation for what now has become a household name in Anguilla, the Job Link-Up program. Job Link-Up is not only well known, it is a very successful program by any measure imaginable. Its sole focus is the economic empowerment of young people that otherwise would find it near impossible to gain meaningful employment. In 2013, 65% of our Job Link-Up clients gained full-time employment after 6 months on the program. Last year, 2014, that number rose to 83.3%. These are young people in some cases with criminal records, did not complete secondary school, low levels of literacy and numeracy, and have little or no employability skills when they joined the program. Job Link-Up successfully transitioned these young men and women into sustainable livelihoods. By providing opportunities for personal development, training in literacy, numeracy, ICT, and vocational training, hence creating those enabling conditions that can facilitate sustained employment. Earlier this year in February, the department launched the Youth Exposure component of the Anguilla Service Corps program. This component provides opportunities for young people with a prerequisite education background who have been unemployed for 1 or more years to gain a 6-month attachment in a government department or ministry where they will work as a youth volunteer while gaining valuable work experience. While on the attachment, they will receive employability training and career guidance support. The aim is to provide each volunteer with the assistance needed to get him or her into full-time employment. Next week, the first cohort of young people on that program will be recognized and celebrated for their accomplishments on the program. Also in March of this year, we officially launched the Anguilla GetSet Entrepreneurial Program, another program geared at youth economic empowerment, which also falls under the Sustainable Livelihoods program area. GetSet provides training, as was previously mentioned, mentorship, and funding for young entrepreneurs. It creates an enabling environment that removes all the common barriers to successful youth entrepreneurship. Such barriers include lack of training, no viable business plan, or marketing plan, lack of access to expert advice, and finally, a lack of collateral or security to acquire funding. To this end, I am happy to report that all 22 young entrepreneurs successfully completed the training component of the program, and 7 will receive funding today. Give them a round of applause. Additionally, all persons trained as trainers and mentors in 2014 will receive their certification moments from now. Also give them a round of applause. My congratulations to all of them. We would not have made it this far without your commitment and dedication to the goals and objectives of the program. I am particularly thankful for the continued persistence and dedication of the program's coordinator, Mrs. Hyacinth Bradley. Please give her a round of applause. It is through her efforts and efforts of the board and all support staff at the Department of Youth and Culture that we are here at this moment today. It has been long, but it was foreseeable. Your hard work has finally paid off, and our young people can truly say that they are now economically empowered to pursue their goals in the area of entrepreneurship. Those 7, or rather 6 businesses that will start as a result of this program will be forever grateful for the efforts of the ministry, the government, the department, the board, community, business community, and all persons that came together to make the program possible. My congratulations and thanks to everyone concerned. God bless you, and enjoy the remainder of the evening.
Thank you, Mr. Romney. We now invite Mr. Roach to come and give us some remarks.
Thank you, Kyle. Parliamentary Secretary, Mr. Cadigan Connor. Honorable Leader of the Opposition, Ms. Pamela Webster. Permanent Secretary, Mrs. Chanel Petty Barrett. Director of Youth and Culture, Mr. Brian Romney. Chairman and Directors of the Get Set Management Advisory Board. Staff of the Department of Youth and Culture. Representative of the Anguilla Development Board, Mrs. Althea Hodge. Former coordinator of the Anguilla Get Set, Mrs. Hyacinth Bradley. Other government officials, entrepreneurs, mentors, and trainers, stakeholder representatives, invited guests, the media. Pleasant good afternoon to you all. I bring you greetings from Dominica, the nature isle of the Caribbean, which is currently recovering slowly from the ravages of Tropical Storm Erika. Let me express gratitude to the government and people of Anguilla for the role you have played in this recovery process in Dominica. Today is indeed a day to be thankful to God for having brought us to this juncture, where another milestone has been reached in this important initiative, which was launched some 9 months ago. An initiative which is well placed to positively impact on the social and economic landscape of Anguilla, more particularly on the lives of the island's most important resource, the youth. This afternoon's certification ceremony marks a critical stage in the 4-year strategic plan of the Anguilla Get Set initiative. We are the first cohort of entrepreneurs, mentors, and trainers will be officially certified under the Anguilla Get Set brand. This is also complemented by the commencement of the pilot phase of the strategic plan, where we will witness the first 7 recipients of the loan guarantee facility in collaboration with the Anguilla Development Board. I consider it a privilege to have been associated with the development and progress of this initiative during the past 2 years. And one can appreciate how elated I am to be here in Anguilla to celebrate this moment with you this afternoon. I also want to share with you that in addition to being here for your certification and the commencement of the pilot phase, I'm also here on behalf of the Youth Business International Network to conduct a due diligence assessment of Anguilla Get Set to determine its membership prospects for this globally recognized and prestigious youth entrepreneurship network. I will not share any details with you at this stage, but just to reassure you of my commitment to ensure Anguilla is on board. I would like to use the remaining few minutes to reiterate some critical admonitions made at the official launch of the initiative on March 11, 2015 at the Laview Hotel. My dear entrepreneurs, consider yourselves very fortunate to be the first beneficiaries of this timely social and economic intervention in the history of Anguilla. The success, sustainability, and further development of this initiative will be determined by your actions. I urge the others to make a concerted effort to finalize your business plans in order to join this elite group. Other young aspiring entrepreneurs will be closely monitoring your success in order to decide whether to seek assistance from the program. Please take advantage of all the training, mentoring, technical, and moral support that will be at your disposal through this initiative. Every effort should be made to dispel the notion that it is government money and one should not care much about repaying the loan. Such attitude is all it takes to mess up such an important initiative that so many have invested into to improve the quality of life of Anguillian youth. My dear mentors, trainers, staff, and the Management Advisory Board, you have a critical role to play in the success of this initiative. Anguilla Get Set will be depending on you to produce the next generation of successful entrepreneurs in Anguilla. I would like to acknowledge the tremendous work that has been done by Mrs. Hyacinth Bradley and the Get Set team in laying the foundation for what can be a major facility for the social and economic transformation of this beautiful island. I must acknowledge the role played by former Minister Jerome Roberts, Permanent Secretary Mrs. Chanel Petty Barrett, Director Mr. Romney and staff of the Department of Youth and Culture, and Mr. Kyle Hodge and the Management Advisory Board, the young people and various partners and stakeholders of Anguilla for facilitating the process which has brought us to this juncture. I have no doubt Honorable Victor Banks and his team will take the Get Set to the next level. I am also very grateful to the people of Anguilla for the hospitality accorded to me during my visits over the past 2 years. On behalf of my colleague, Mr. Brendan Defoe, and the Dominica Youth Business Trust, I extend congratulations to the mentors, trainers, and entrepreneurs on the successful completion of your respective training programs. And I would like to wish the entrepreneurs success in your business ventures. As a symbol of affirmation of the partnership between the Dominica Youth Business Trust and the Department of Youth and Culture of Anguilla, I would like to present this partnership plaque to Mr. Brem Romney for the advancement of youth entrepreneurship in Anguilla. I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Roach. I'll now like to invite Mr. Timothy Hodge from the Credit Committee and also Mrs. Althea Hodge from the Credit Committee to give you some remarks as well.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hot, but truly an occasion that has been long in coming, and I'm certainly very happy that the time has come when we can have this recognition ceremony and we can actually hand over certification to our entrepreneurs that we are ready to roll. So we are gone past get set and we are at go. Anthea and I are actually also on the Management Advisory Board. So we have been working at this even before there was anything for a credit committee to consider and trying to get the whole program set up. And we are very, very grateful for the tremendous work that has been put in by the Department of Youth and Culture. I say it all the time, who get jealous, get jealous. The Youth and Culture Department is a shining example in the Anguilla Public Service. And if I had my way, they would have gotten all the awards last year. Obviously, I didn't have my way. And also, the support of my good friend here, John Roach, from Dominica, and the support of people like Hyacinth, who is no longer directly involved, but still is here, as you would have seen, the first person I saw when I came. Certainly, they have all put a lot of effort into this, but it could not be a success. It could not have been a success. It would not be a success had it not been for the support of the mentors and the persons on all the different committees, the training that has gone into this effort. Not all of the entrepreneurs have reached the stage where they actually have a project which has been submitted to the credit committee. But those that have been submitted to the credit committee and have been approved, we are ready to go, or we are at go, and we are very pleased about it. The Anguilla Development Board is going to be the agency that manages the finances. The finances have come from the government of Anguilla. The government said they would do it some time ago, and they put their money where their mouth is. And for that, I think we need to be appreciative as well, because in these times, when things get cut, you cut what already exists. Forget about what don't exist yet. So the fact that this has been allowed to happen, I think, is really noteworthy. And somewhere down the line, when the time comes, the Social Security will also be involved in this project. So I just want to put in a little plug for Social Security here. So Anthea is, of course, you know, the manager of the Anguilla Development Board, which, as I said, is going to be managing the financing. And we both were members of the credit committee. So Anthea, you want to say something about how this has happened so far and what goes forward?
Good afternoon, all. Further to what Mr. Hodge said, well, let me just say we didn't, by sheer coincidence, that we were in the same.
Color coordinated, huh?
Thank you. Okay. Firstly, before I say anything else about the credit committee, on behalf of the Anguilla Development Board, I want to commend all those persons and entities that have been involved in taking this process to this stage. The Anguilla Development Board, as part of our mission, is to assist with facilitating and stimulating economic activity. And when the approach was made for the involvement of the Anguilla Development Board, the board of directors were only too keen to assist with this project, obviously, in terms of facilitating the entire process. The funds, as I said, the funds will be managed by the Anguilla Development Board. We have had many, many discussions other than our involvement in the various committees with Mr. Roach and the relevant personnel in relation to this project. And of late, we've had Mrs. Heather Richardson. She's sitting right there. She's going to leave us very shortly. She has also played a key role in assisting the business persons with their business plans over the last 2 months. And I want to commend her for taking it to this level, because her efforts undoubtedly made a real difference to the business persons. And we want to commend those individuals as well. We know the challenges, and Heather, her involvement as a project officer with the ADB was definitely a key person. I want to commend Mr. Romney also for identifying and requesting her assistance in this regard. As for the credit committee, as Mr. Hodge indicated, we have met so many times going through the plans and the instructions that we would have gotten from Dominica, and we tweaked and adjusted according to our needs. And what we did, we would go through the plans. We've had individuals who would have identify areas of concerns, and what was good about that is that we had such a varied number of persons that everybody were able to have some input, and we're pretty confident that in the end the individuals were able to come up with what was the best that they could come up with. And I hope that you all appreciate also the fact that, you know, we weren't really being too tough on you, but it was necessary so that you have a better understanding of what the business idea actually is, going through all the plans so that when you actually get into the business, you can use those plans as your guiding tool. And I think in the long run, you'll really appreciate the hard work and the efforts that you've put in. So I want to commend all of you for that. Okay. Is the permanent secretary, is she here? I saw her here earlier. She left already? Okay, can I call our parliamentary secretary, Mr. Cardigan Connor, to come forward and assist in this? Mr. Romney.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. I think this is Tim's idea. He wanted to get back out for the comment I made. But all right. But what I will say that, yeah, I'm the odd one out here by the looks of things. Just want to say congratulations to all who are involved. Again, like anything that's achievable, it doesn't take one person. They're the faces that you see, but behind the background, in the background, there are a number of people that make it work. And obviously, it is good to see that that teamwork is showing some results. And as we go forward, I'm quite certain we'll go from strength to strength.
Yes. Okay, so we're at the stage where we have certificates of achievement. And this actually means that somewhere there's a check, but it's not among this bit of papers here. And not in my pocket either. But once you reach this point, there's a check. So see how good looking I am? He tells me come in front. Yeah. Okay. Yes. There are two names there.
I can stand behind here though. I can stand behind here. Okay. The first up for the Certificate of Achievement, I call on Ms. Twyla Richardson. And Latoya Scarborough. Oh, Latoya is not here, but Twyla will take for both persons. Okay. A business plan, yeah. Okay, so Twyla and Latoya, they are partners in the same business. Partners in business. Right. Okay, next up we'll have Melise Jennings. Shanicia Richardson. Melissa Ham. She ain't better with you. Good. Okay, Akio Lloyd and Ravi Lloyd, but Ravi is not here, so Akio will. Okay. Joint business again. Okay, and then we have Keanu Bell. That's it? Okay, thank you. Somebody else is going to do the other one. Or we do these ones as well? Okay. Okay, those first certificates were for the entrepreneurs who were receiving loan funding. Okay. The other certificates of achievement: Sally Abdur Rahim, Clemvio Hodge, Kanita Ruwan, okay, Lydia Paul, these certificates are actually for the successful completion of training for entrepreneurship development for the Get Set Entrepreneurial Program. Next, we'll have Karine Harrigan. Laricia Lacobine. Tassandra Williams. Bradley Levon. Bradley? Is Bradley around? No? Okay. Tiffany Rogers. Rena Mead. You wanna go?
All right. The next set of awards are going to be for mentoring skills. Okay. And first we have Dr. Louise Sons. That person is not here. Okay. Mr. Andy Connor. Mr. Kenneth M. Hodge. Mrs. Pamavan Webster. Okay. Mr. Keith Robinson. Mrs. Angelina Carty. Mr. Timothy Hodge. Okay. So we move on to this. Okay. Also, Mr. Ken Banks, but he's not here. Oh, okay, we're moving on to the certificates for entrepreneurship tutoring. And we have Mrs. Anita Martin Ruan. Dr. Rania Fai Khanna. Mrs. Angelina Carty. Again. Mrs. Sandra Yark Gums. Okay. And last but not least, Miss Ermel Franklin. Okay, if you look at the back of your programs, you'll see a list of names. You'll see the recruitment and training committee, mentorship committee, members of the trainers, entrepreneurs, management advisory board, and the credit committee. All that information is on the back of the program. Now, finally, we have some closing remarks and testimonial from young entrepreneurs.
Before we continue, I just want to make one brief request that persons do not leave. We really need all the entrepreneurs, all the trainers, and all the mentors to remain. We have to take some photographs for Youth Business International to document the event, so we really do not want you to leave. So bear with us for a few more minutes. We'll take those photographs very quickly, and then you're free to go. And thank you all so much again. Yes, and then there's some refreshments for you, eats and stuff, so don't run off. Thank you. Okay. We have some testimonials from young entrepreneurs. Who's that person or persons? Come on. All right, Mr. Keanu Bell. He's a personification of what we're trying to accomplish with this program. Not only is he launching his business, he's launching his business with, I think, 2 to 3 employees. So he's assisting the country already in lowering the unemployment rate. Well done.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's on behalf of the entrepreneurs that's sitting in the crowd right now, and I just want to say, I commend you guys on for your job, and I commend myself as well too. And this program is really successful. And thanks for all the mentorship from all of the heads out here right now. And for the government of Anguilla for supporting us as well. And thanks for giving us this opportunity. And I will close off on that. Thank you. Oh, and I can't forget, thanks Dr. Roach, when he came from Dominica. He gave us a good enlightenment as well too. And yeah, Kyle, on time. Just shout out to everybody. Thanks a lot. We appreciate it. And Miss Hyacinth, I ain't seen her where she at right now. But Miss Hyacinth, thanks a lot. She been there from the jump in our terminologies, which means from the beginning. But yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
Good afternoon, everyone. I must say that the Get Set program was a very enlightening one. I did it really not necessarily for the financial aspect of it, but from the basis of knowing that I will be managing the What We Do in Anguilla magazine, which I am right now. It was in order to prepare me for that that big jump from going from sixth form to managing my own business. And I must say it has been all that I've learned. I have implemented in my year of managing the magazine, and I look forward to bringing out my first magazine that I've prepared by myself, the 2016 edition, and you all can look out for that.
Good afternoon, everyone. I noticed all men went up, so like as usual. Also, I saw it's only Anguillians, and another thing is I'm a foreigner. Yes, I feel at home. I'm very comfortable, and a bit nervous. I would like to say thank you, and it was such a big step because I had to sacrifice going to school. I'm also going to college, and then my classes were clashing, and then I say, you know what? Let's leave school for September, and let me just continue this program. And I'm very grateful that I continued that program. I met a lot of people, and I noticed I have so many abilities. I'm running a bar, a heavy equipment operator, so I wasn't sure where exactly to go. But as I look in the crowd, I have so much supporters, and I know one day I'm going to finally make the decision. I'm already started, and I would like everybody to just, be thankful, be grateful for every single thing that happened, especially this program. Thank you.
Bismillah Rahman Rahim, in the name of God, the most beneficent, the most merciful. I must say thanks to everyone who pay excellent and tremendous job. Hyacinth Augustine, Bradley, sorry. Mr. John Roach, much love and support to you. Every time you come from Dominica, the first person you visit is me. You drove 2 hours to and fro Dominica, so that's 4. And I appreciate that wholeheartedly. Pam Webster, excellent job to you. And I must say, the Get Set program launched the most ineffective organic program, which is Sensational Flavors Organic Farm, located in Pangrong, East End, Mount Fortune, basically. Everyone who are here must come and see Sensational Flavors. Great job by the Get Set program, and appreciate it wholeheartedly.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am very excited to be here. I am grateful for the opportunity to be able to learn. I am a business owner already, and I want to grow my business into natural healthcare and beauty supplies. So hopefully I'll get there very soon. I think the initiative that we're taking here is a fantastic step towards making a better life for a lot of local young people, and I would tell every young person out there to try and give it a try. I'm sure we're going to have a next leg of this program. And as anyone that can join this program, it's a step up for Anguilla. It's a step up for the Caribbean. It's a step up for the government and betterment for all of us. So let's all work together to make this a very interesting and good event.
I only really came because I told her if she came, I would come too. But the Get Set program was a really good program. I heard about it from one of my friends, Crispin. He said you should definitely check it out. I did. It was more than I expected it to be because I know, and let's just be real here, most of us don't expect that much to come out on a program that has just started. We did learn a lot. The exercises were really great. Thank you, Mr. Roach. We learned a lot about ourselves during the process as well, which I found was really enlightening, especially for me. It has given me a little bit more confidence in regards to pursuing my career, as Mr. Romney can tell you, since I approached him recently for some stuff. And it has helped me to launch myself a little bit better. I'll be officially launching next year. It's an event coordination company called Just Imagine. It's going to be on a completely different scale. I do not want to compete with anyone in the sense that I find that we have too much competition in Anguilla rather than people trying to extend the abilities that we have and do different things. So while I am doing events, and there are a lot of event planners here, I'm trying to do it on a different scale to everyone else, or else, you know, there would be no business. But the program is really enlightening, and I'm really glad that I was a part of it. And Mr. Romney will tell you he's been on my case for my business plan. I will get that to you soon so that I can also get my, you know, money to help launch that company next year. So thank you so much, everyone involved, and I look forward to continuing in the program.
Good afternoon, everyone. I feel like a proud parent this afternoon. And I asked Hi, I said, I know I'm not on the program, but I must say something. I want to say to the young entrepreneurs, dream big. Keep dreaming big. Because this afternoon is as a result of a dream. And I won't blow my trumpet. I won't blow highest trumpet. But two persons who were determined that this program will happen. Four of us, actually, sat down at the beginning. And I see her laughing. I sometimes forget her name, Miss Harrigan. And Mr. Bryce is not here. But we had a dream. We dreamed, we planned, and with God's help, especially thanks to Mr. Romney, it has come to fruition. It goes to show, and I'm always a believer in dreaming. Dream, dream, dream. And as long as you work hard and put the effort in, that dream will become a reality. I am so proud today. You have no idea how we are feeling that we got the Get Set program going. Young people have been funded. Yeah. Because over the years, we have ran entrepreneurship courses, but the problem always was at the end of it, where will the young people get funding from? And so I am so glad this afternoon, it's the first step. We are moving forward, and hopefully another year, Mr. Romney, next year, we should have even more entrepreneurs. Keep dreaming. God bless you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I successfully completed this program, and even though I did not complete my business plan as yet, It is coming. I am very grateful for all that I learned. It's a work in progress, but I will make my mark on my Anguillan soil. But I would like to say that I would not like the program to go off as just something that is based for Anguillans, because I've had people approach me asking me if it's just for Anguillans alone. I would like to let them know that once you live here, you're a citizen here, you can come along. It doesn't matter where you're from. Once you're willing to learn, the program is open to you. And I would really like to extend my gratitude to everybody that helped, all the mentors, everyone. Mrs. Bradley, thank you for nonstop calling and emails and texts and to keep me focused. So with that, I would just like to say thank you. And
allow me to open the floor up to any trainers or mentors that would like to say a few words as well with regards to the training that you went through, if you so desire. Trainers and mentors.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to adopt the protocols already established and to really thank the Department of Youth and Culture for allowing me the opportunity to be part of this program. I had the opportunity to network with so many people with varying talents and skills. The fact that I did the mentoring and the training program demonstrated my commitment to what needs to happen to develop a country from the youth. And I know that Department of Youth and Culture has got it. And I'd like to thank Mr. Bren Romney and Ms. Hyacinth Bradley for allowing me to have the opportunity to be really involved in this program. And I can see that it's going to go a long, long way. And it's taught me skills. Even as a trained trainer, I've learned other skills that came from Mr. Roach and his partner, DeVoe at the time, that have allowed me to be able to, like I say, develop my skills that I can use in the future. And I hope that I can continue to provide the support that's needed. To Sandra, I will be there for you if you want me. Okay.
Anyone else? Yes.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to say that, I've been behind youth entrepreneurship as a concept for a long time, for years and years and years. Been an entrepreneur myself as a young person and as I've evolved. When I was invited to be a part of this, the mentorship group and received that training, having been many, many years functioning in different mentorship roles, it was a wonderful opportunity, and for me, and the training was helpful. What was really, and why I feel so happy this evening, though, is exactly like Agnita said. We were there at the beginning, and we've been pushing and asking for support. And I want to say to Hyacinth, it takes an energy like Hyacinth Bradley's to bring it all together. And I know that she doesn't like the recognition, and she doesn't, but I want you to recognize that. And absolutely the energies of people like Karen Harrigan, really committed to it, been there from the beginning. Soleil also been there. But the key thing about this, and why it's important for us to recognize that the government has, it's so easy for governments when it's not their idea to just push it aside. And we have to thank this government for recognizing that this will be the most transformative program in Anguilla. Our youth empowered and funding, there's no limit to where we can go. So I'm behind it. I'm honored to be a mentor, honored to have met Mr. Roach here. What a tower of support he's been, and he continues to be to this society. And you see the camaraderie, the kinship that has been fostered with Dominica and the other islands. Don't take it for granted. Don't take for granted that we now have an opportunity with the Youth Business Trust to make a mark, but also to benefit through their knowledge sharing networks, through their we have an amazing opportunity, and I feel privileged to be a part of this, and I wish everyone associated with it the greatest success always. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Webster. I just want to highlight the next phase for this program, which is critical, and it will require the continued dedication and involvement of all of our trainers and mentors. Mr. Roach will have mentioned that we are currently under consideration for accreditation, actually membership and accreditation into Youth Business International. This is critical for the ongoing growth and networking of the program, not only regionally but internationally. Through this organization, we'll be able to access significant technical and financial assistance going forward in terms of training, capacity building, and a range of other services. So that's why Mr. Roach is here in Anguilla right now. He's doing the initial due diligence assessment of the program, and he will report back. So I want to thank once again, I want to say thank you to all the trainers, all the mentors who've been involved, all the entrepreneurs for their continued hard work. All of you have not gotten your funding as yet, but we will work diligently so long as you continue to work diligently to ensure that you get to the point and you can be rewarded accordingly. Okay, so continue the hard work and continue the commitment to the program. At this point in time, and let me just mention at this stage as well, as part of our effort with YBI, our membership, the chairman, our excellent chairperson, isn't he an excellent chairperson? He's a personification of youth entrepreneurship, and we were very grateful when he accepted the chairmanship of the Anguilla Get Set Management Advisory Board. Myself and Kyle will be traveling to Dominica next week to participate in a regional YBI networking meeting. So continue to pray for us, continue to pray for the program, and that we will grow it together with the Management Advisory Board and all the persons that are involved in the ministry, the government, and the entire business community to a strength, a powerhouse in Anguilla that can actually cultivate the next generation of young entrepreneurs. Okay, thank you all very much. I'll turn you over to the chairperson, Mr. Kyle Hodge.
Thank you. In closing, I want to commend all the young entrepreneurs who work tirelessly on their plans for many, many months. They endured a lot of setbacks with this program, as it is a new program. And like everything else, when you're trying to implement things for the first time, it don't always go as planned. You'll have to adjust, realign, dot the I's and cross the T's over and over until it is ready to go. The fact that we are here signifies that we are at the stage where we are ready to get the ball rolling and see your businesses in action. So to the entrepreneurs, thank you for your patience, hard work, and dedication that propelled you to this point. Now, it is imperative that you turn up that intensity even more as you embark on these new businesses. This is not the time to say, wow, I have lots of money, so I can relax. Nope, this money puts you in debt. And although it is already collateralized, and although it is, and although you have unmatched interest rates, it is time for you to walk like you have never walked before. Thank you, and enjoy the cocktails.